What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing today? Happy Wednesday. It's October 6th, 2:41 p.m. Eastern Time. Markets are about to close here in an hour and 20 minutes. Going based off of the title of this recap, Trading in a Tough Market. We're going to have multiple different market cycles. Trading's going to be or seem super easy, and it's going to be effortless breakouts, textbook patterns. Then we're going to run into some tough decisions we're going to have to make as traders. Do we have to sit on our hands, be extra picky about what we trade? And this all goes into our habits as a trader. If you're trading all day and trading every single setup you see, you're going to run into that market where it's been tough and nothing's been breaking out, a very choppy market. You're just going to cut yourself up with a bunch of paper cuts. It's been very, very hard at the beginning of October for a lot of traders, including myself. I've noticed we're not seeing breakouts. It's been very choppy. Stocks have just been, it's been really chop. That's all it's been. Stocks pop up, pull back, fail. Then they'll randomly come back and then make it look like they're going to go and then just completely stall out. Looking at VYGR, this was one of the top stocks gapping up this morning. And this morning in the pre-market prep, before we went into the open, I tried to preach to everyone, be very picky and cautious what you trade. Get into that defensive mode. This is a tough market right now. And what we've been seeing at the beginning of October are these stocks that are gapping up pre-market. They stall and fade out at the market open and the rest of the day. VYGR was one of the top stocks gapping up today, from 340s running up to 4. Test high of day multiple times, failed and stalled out all the way down to 350, and it would run right back up to its highs. Another stock that was gapping up was LMFA, gapping up from 440s up to 540s. Market opens, this thing just tanks, and it's just been going sideways the rest of the day. We did have some stocks pop up and have opportunity today. Stocks like BTBT. BTBT was in play now for the last 2 days. Everybody's been seeming to coming back to this stock because nothing else really has been popping off. BTBT gets a nice push right before the open, up to 1250 just about, and then comes all the way down here to 11, and then runs back up to high of day, back down to 1150, and now it's just in limbo. We don't know which way it wants to go. We've also had ANY pop up. This stock, if you're here every day, you'll get a sense of these stocks heating up before they take off and run. Somebody in the Discord mentioned ANY the last few days. It was popping up randomly on the scanners. Good job noticing ANY and picking up on the volume increase on it every day. Today, it got a good move from $6.25 all the way up to $7. But just super hard to trade. Super hard. Let's break this down real quick. ANY. And as you can see now, it's just randomly surging right back up to its highs again. So this morning it opens up here at 650, pushes up to almost 7, and gets that pullback like it's gearing up. It's gearing up, getting ready to push up to that $7. Well, then it just stalls out and it falls all the way down here to 625 from 670, falls down 50 cent. Then it grinds all the way back up to the area it fell from, and it's just lingering around right here. Then it finally decides it wants to go and break, and from 660 gets a nice grind all the way up to $7.10, and then pulls back, lingers around, makes it look like it's gonna set up and re-break that high, only to come up to that high and then crumble all the way back down to VWAP, fall down below VWAP here at 650, and now look, it's right back up to its highs. So there's a lot of games going on right now. They're playing a lot of mind games, as I like to say. This is chop. This is garbage. This is nasty. You don't want to be in a market when stocks are trading like this, and you really have to try and focus on bigger picture type of plays. Stop looking at the 1 minute time frame, because you're just going to get chewed up and spit out. Try and focus on the bigger time frame and bigger name stocks that have volume, have range. It's all about that big picture. We had GROM right out of the open. GROM from 3 ran all the way up to $5.90. So a good $3 run right here. And then it falls all the way down here to $4. Comes all the way back up to its highs up here at $5.75. Nice rounding bottom on GROM. If you look at the 3 minute, let me get my pen out. This had a good run on it. And when it pulled back down here, it started to stabilize at that $4 right there. And if you just take your marker and draw it out, this had a very nice rounding bottom right off that 4. It was finding resistance at that VWAP at 450. Perks up to VWAP, pulls back, perks back up to VWAP, pulls back, and every single time it pulls back, it's making higher lows. That's good. You want to see stuff like that. It's getting real tight. Volumes retraced on it, and then up over that VWAP. 425. Put your risk down there below the low right here at 4, so you're risking like 25 cents. Breaks over that VWAP and runs up to 550, 575, right up here near high of day. So you're risking 25 cents there from 425 to 4. That's 25 cents. Let me get my marker here. So risk 0.25. And from 425, this ran up to 550, 575. So it ran up 425, 525. That's about $1.25, $1.50. So reward, I'm just going to say reward was $1.50. That's a pretty good risk versus reward, if you ask me. Risking 25 cents, and this thing ran up to its high up there at $1.50. A $1.50 run, that's phenomenal. That's super phenomenal. That's like a what? 6-to-1 risk versus reward on GROM. And that was the opportunity. This did pull back here and formed a wedge. Let me make that smaller. It formed a wedge right here. and then it crumbles, falls apart, back down to 450. Now it's heading and making its way all the way back down to 4. It's like you gotta recognize these and see the move before it happens. Most definitely. If you're buying in up here, it's too late. It's way too late. Because now also your risk versus reward gets smaller, your reward gets smaller, and your risk gets bigger. So from going from a 25-cent risk and a $1.50 reward, now if you're entering up here at 5, you're looking to risk 50 cent, because this from $5 can slam like it did all the way down here to 450. So now your risk is, let's see, I'm fumbling around here with this marker. So now your risk up here is 50 cent buying in up here, and your reward from 5 is up here at highs at $5.56. So you're risking 50 cent, and your new reward now with this second move is $1. That's what we call 2-to-1 risk versus reward. That's garbage. You don't want that. So recognize it before it happens. And this is why I preach to you guys, study, break down these charts. Study, break down these charts. Why did it move from here up to here, and then from here up to here? Break these moves down. Memorize them. That way, when they happen again, real time, you have that image burnt in your head. And even practicing, drawing out what your risk reward ratios are, helps you with determining, hey, should I take this trade or should I sit on the sidelines? The risk versus reward is not there. Throughout the day, you're always going to be adjusting your risk versus reward. Always. So good opportunity on GROM. That was the opportunity right there. Beautiful opportunity. I did not trade GROM. I'm up on the day, but I'm only up $200. This is a tough market to trade in right now, guys. So if you're out here and you're green, be proud of that. Be proud of yourself. This is a tough market to trade in. Very tough. And if it's tough right now for me, I know new people are just getting destroyed. I know they are. So be thankful of your profits. Secure the bag. It's all about consistency. I'm green on the day, $200. I'm happy with that. I'm perfectly happy with that. I used to have to work a full 10-hour shift out in the cold to make this type of money, you guys. So I could sit in the comfort of my own home, do whatever I want, and make money. Yeah, I'll take that type of job, most definitely. Respect the game and respect the job, guys. So we got an hour left before the close. Maybe something else will pop up, but for the most part, I'm probably just going to take this and call it a day. I've been green every single day this week. I'm now up, 2,800 on the week? That's pretty good. And we still got 2 days left in the week. Always have that mindset. You want to live to trade another day. So I'll take that. Green is green, and that's how you live to survive another day. Looks like BTBT stalled out. Just as we said on, we said it in the Discord, BTBT was probably going to stall out. Let's see here. right here at 2:16 p.m. I said BT, highly unlikely they let it go. Just too many eyes on it. Anytime you guys see a stock grinding like that, people are just going to give up on it because it's just grinding and grinding and grinding, and it's just consistently building up with all of this volume. Everybody's buying in, thinking it's going to go. Buying in, thinking it's going to go. Buying in, thinking it's going to go. Buying in, buying in, buying in, buying in. And when it's not going to go and something else pops up, everybody's going to bail out on this stock, and then it's going to crumble down like it is right now. Adapt to the situation, adapt to what you're seeing, is what I preach and say all the time. Just because something looks good one moment doesn't necessarily mean it'll be good looking a minute later. I heard you guys talking about SDC a few times today. This had a nice $1 grind up on it today. And this is the same theme we've been seeing and talking about all of September. We said we were noticing a lot of stocks were just gradually grinding up the whole day. Gradually grinding up. And that's what SDC did here. Grinding up nicely $1 nonstop. This could get an explosion to the upside going into the close. I'd say $7. Everybody wants to get it up to 7. Same thing with BT. This was holding trend all day. Right there. You see how it, every single time it hit that trend line, it bounced right off of it. Like that. And then when it falls through, it comes back, holds as resistance. That's Q for shorts right there. Shorts are entering in on it right here as that's holding resistance, and they're putting their risk up here at the high. So now as it goes down in price, shorts are banking. So what you would want to be keeping your eye out for, and just because BT fell off doesn't mean you necessarily write it off entirely. You keep tabs on these names because anything can happen. Anything. Always keep an open mind, guys. Always. Keep tabs on it because if this thing comes all the way back up to this level up here, shorts are going to be sweating. And they're going to be like, damn, it's right back to where I entered short on it. If it goes any higher, I got to cover. And if it pushes up through, shorts cover, retail investors come in buying. It's that double whammy we talk about. And that's where we see those big squeezes to the upside. Happens a lot after hours as well. BMRA. Once again, draw a trend line. Held trend all day. From 560 all the way up to 660. $1. Just in and up channel all day. This one even had an explosion yesterday. This stock was recently in play. And this is a perfect example of a short squeeze, guys. You see how it set up a wedge right here? And then it fell down through it and it came right back and it was holding as resistance. Well, that's where shorts enter their position. Right there. And as it's going down, shorts are in the profit. Now it bottoms out right there and starts perking back up. and it comes back down and holds support right there. Shorts are stopped. They're not making no more money if the stocks ain't going any lower. So as it starts to perk back up and it gets back up to where they entered, all these shorts start covering their positions. And then people like us in the Wolfpack Trading Learning 101, we're in the Discord here. We're keeping eyes on these stocks and we're stalking them. And look at that. From 625, this bad boy exploded all the way up to 725. $1. Just like that. And then after the squeeze is over with, it comes all the way back down. That's how it works, guys. That's a perfect example right there of a short squeeze. And then even today on BMRA, it came right back up to that level from that wedge. And where it squeezed over right there, it came right back up to it today. And it's still squeezing and pushing up. So BMRA, pretty solid move on it. If it continues to hold up, we could see this run back up over 7. It's just all about if volume keeps coming back into it. Someone asked for, a heat map today? All you got to simply do is go to finviz.com. And right there you go. You got a heat map. I normally never look at a heat map. I got this thing right here that tells me the percentage of stocks hitting new lows and hitting new highs. So we had Sava pop up today as well. Right before the market opened pre-market, this thing went from 57.50, or you know what? It went from 56 and exploded up to 61.50. Nice explosion right there. Hold all the way back down to where it came from. 56.50, and then had a good pop up to $60. But then after that, this thing just got drilled down. Oh yeah, that's another one. This morning we had a good call out on XENE. XENE came out early this morning at 4 a.m. and announced they were pricing a $300 million equity offering. And then they were pricing an offering of 8.4 million shares at $29.50. So they announced that offering on XENE. It really didn't even phase the stock. I mean, normally when they do offerings, you see big gap downs, but they did it at $29.50. They told you the price they were selling it at. And look at right where it bottomed out at, $29.50. So from there, this thing lifts all the way back up to 31. They already did it. They already did the offering. Sets up a nice wedge right here. Little bit choppy with those long wicks it's all got going on there, and that's where I was telling you guys, we're in a choppy market now. You can't get phased out by these candles wicking down like that. Bottom line, from 31 to 30.50, you have to give a stock wiggle room, and this had a 50-cent wiggle room from that 31. So this breaks 31, gets a run up all the way to 33.50. That's a $2.50 run to the upside on XENE. Pulls down, holds 32, and where that VWAP is, from 32 all the way back up to its high at 33.50. Boom, right there. So about 2 opportunities today on XENE. And this is getting a good pop on it right now as we speak. It's got a nice little rounding bottom going on right there. Risk would probably be down below 3150. And this could pop up to 3250. Maybe it'll pop to 33. But practice, 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 guys. Practice breaking down all of these charts. So we got a short squeeze setting up right now. Potential short squeeze. GROM. This is what we were just talking about, guys. So you see, here's your wedge. Right there on Grom. It fell down. It's coming right back up to the area it fell from. That's where shorts are entering in. And they're putting their risk up here. So if this gets up and going, watch out. GROM breaks that 5. It'll skip up to 550. And then next stop is 6. Float on it is 11 million. Let me tell these guys here. Grom possible squeeze. It may try to pull back down one more time to like 470s. I don't know if I'd want to chase after it up this high. We got an hour still before the market closes. It seems like this day's been going on forever. Yeah, let XENE continue to set up as well. I'd like to see a nice little pullback on XENE. Back near 3150, 3160, and then push up through that VWAP. So we got 2 potential good setups. GROM XENE. Let me go back to XENE. Yeah, this could have a good little pop back on it. 50 cent, $1 potentially on XENE. I like the way it's setting up. GROM. Yeah, this bad boy can squeeze. I would like to see it pull back. Like I said, though, about 470s. I'm still in observant mode as we're in the beginning of October, as well as I was telling everybody in the Discord. Oh, we got LCID setting up too. Look at that. LCID is doing the same exact thing GROM is doing. LCID, that could push up to 2450 potentially. If we're in power hour, guys, so anything's possible. Everybody's in that stage right now, like us. We're waiting and we're looking to see which stock is going to be that one. And whatever stock starts to pop up and run, everybody's going to gravitate to it because it's power hour, last hour before the close. People want to make money before the market closes. Hmm. There goes XENE. How's Grom doing? Let Grom continue to set up. If Grom holds that 475, you want it to build up for that break up over 5. And then with XENE, that's a good move on it. Waiting to see if XENE gets that pop up to 3250. Got a nice little squeeze going in on it right now with the moving averages right there. LCID still sitting there at 24.25. Grom still sitting right there at 5. Hmm. Yeah, if Grom continues to hold right there, it's looking pretty good. That's what you want to see because everybody gave up on BTBT. Then you got VYGR. That's perking up also. YVGR. VYGR. It's a weird name it's got. VYGR. Voyager Therapeutics. 32 million flow. If that gets up and going, up over 4, it could run to 425, 450. Yep. Uh, Grom has to hold right there. Can't go any lower. Still got 40 minutes left before the close. Anything could happen. XENE still doing its thing. So important to come into this market, guys, that we're in currently. Just get in, get out, be done. There's really no reason to be sitting around in this type of market all day. Yep, let that pull back do its thing. It squeezes, it squeezes. XENE, this has been just a producer all day. Who knows? It could run to 33. This is how I get an idea of the perspective of everything that's going on. All these stocks that I got up right here. I just keep them up and see how they play out the rest of the day. Obviously, a lot of fail across the board and grinders. We said today all the attention right now is over in large cap stocks. Grom's holding up at that level. Good. Let that bad boy gear up and do its thing. Today's Wednesday, so we got 2 more days left in the week, guys. Protect those profits, protect those gains that you worked hard for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Going into the last 2 days. SPY got a good run up today. Very nice. And it sets up patterns we're all familiar with. You got a wedge right there, or you got a few ways you can draw it out. LCID, that bad boy's looking good. XENE, that could pull all the way back here to 3070s, 3060, 3160. Market's about to close here in half an hour, guys. Let's see what was popular. ELTR, AFRM, CEI, of course, ANY, BTBT, Tesla, DNA, Facebook, and then there's that VYGR. AFRM, I didn't see that one. Okay. From 110 up to 140? It's a good move. This is where all the volume's at, guys. Large caps. Facebook. CEI back to barcode state. This thing got destroyed. I know a lot of people probably lost a lot of money on that. PLTR, yep. We said pre-market that nothing's going to happen with this. It already did its move. See, look at that. GROM right back up to that 5. It's looking good still. Gearing up nicely here on the 10-minute. Bust up through that 5. It'll pop to 525, the 550. That'll be the next test. 84 million in volume on the day. Might get one more pullback. Probably not going to go yet. I don't think so, because it just popped up from 465 up to 507. That's about a 45 cent pop. So anticipate it to probably pull back half of that, like down to here, 480. Here it ran from 426, 536. Average true range is about 80 cent. You gotta be patient with these stocks. It's probably gonna pull back down, like I said, to like 475. You want it to build up for that boom. Stocks ain't just gonna go push and then go. They're always gonna move in stages. Plus, you also don't like a stock. You don't want to see it just lingering at highs or at an area, because people will give up on it and move on to something else. So it's getting this little pullback here. You'd want to see a nice little pullback, gear up, and then kaboom. Don't want to see it crumble on you. Yep, it'll probably pull back again. See, it's gearing up. It's gearing up to test that 5. Pushes over 5, 525, 550. If it breaks down here, it's probably going to be over with. Testing that 5. Pretty heavy. Market closes in 20 minutes, so it's like perfect timing. If this thing gets up and going, everybody's going to gravitate to it. This is the only thing popping off right now. That's if it gets up and going. It's got to break up through 525, 550, and then get up to 6 and break that high. Right now, it's struggling. Pretty heavy on that tape. Seen a lot of red orders come through. If it doesn't go soon, people are going to give up on it. Because even yourself, you got to ask yourself, you got your finger on the trigger ready to sell it. Abort if it starts to look ugly, huh? Everybody else is the same in the same scenario. See? Everybody's dumping it. Fail. It just stalled out at 5. That's where I was talking earlier in the video, guys. You got to react to what you see. I told you it looked pretty heavy. A lot of red on the tape. React to what you see. It holds right here, though. It could do a fake out and go. Trap shorts. Still 20 minutes left. I would not be surprised how they flush it like that, take everybody's stop out, and then rip it. SDC, there goes that one. Getting that run to 7 we were talking about. Gee, they just keep bringing this thing back, bringing it back. Hasn't been a pretty one. Yeah, nice little 25-cent pop on LMFA. Again, round it out. Nice rounding bottom on it. A lot of stocks running up to resistance today and the past few days. So take note. A lot of just basic range plays back and forth. That's all it is, just basic range. Wow, look at how much volume's in on this. If you were looking to trade Grom, your risk is probably going to be down below 450. If it breaks down below that, people are going to give up on it. It's that fine line of if you were entering in at 5 and you're putting your risk down here just below 450. So you're risking 50 cent, right? Now if it pops up and it runs up to 550, are you selling at 550? So you're risking 50 cent to make 50 cent? Or are you looking for that 6? And then even then, you're risking 50 cent to make $1. 3 to 1, that's 650 if you're risking 50 cent. So this is a high risk, high reward type of trade on Grom. The death candle on this bad boy from 5 to 460. So it flushed 40 cent there. 460 down to 425. That's about a 35, 40 cent death candle. 540 to 480. So that's a 60 cent death candle. So about 50 cent on average. This has been flushing down. I'm not looking to trade Grom. I never said I was. I've just been watching this. That's what we do as traders. We sit and watch these setups and see how they play out. I see a lot of setups come and go, guys. A lot of setups that I don't even trade. Memorize this type of situation because you could see this happen again down the road with a better risk versus reward. See, like XENE from 32 comes down to 31.50. So 50-cent pullback on this from 31.50 up to 32, 32.50. See how I'm taking it in increments? 31.50, 32, 32.50. I'm taking it in increments. That's how I can more easily determine if the risk versus reward is there and in my favor. From 31.50, this could fall down here to 31. So even just plotting these increments out on your chart with any stock, really, always try to get familiar with how much on average does this stock like to run and push up and down. And once you get an idea of the stock's personality, it helps you with determining your risk versus reward, drawing out your levels, and then factoring in, well, all right, at this point in time on XENE right now, if I was to buy it at 32, this could fall down on me to 31.50. XENE pull back here to 31.75, and then potentially it could push up through that VWAP, surge over it up to 32.50, but we're getting late in the day. There's only 9 minutes left in the market. And then the way Grom is holding up, who knows, guys? This thing could squeeze. It still could. Especially going into after hours. Shorts don't want to hold on to it. Depending on what broker has shares available for Grom. I see on Thinkorswim there's none to borrow. Street Smart Edge says hard to borrow. What's it at on volume? 87 million in volume on the day for Grom. Let's see. Flow is 10.6 million. Yeah, that's better. 10.6 million. Short float is only at 2%. They do have an active, well, no, it's remaining 0. That's complete. That's complete. Market's closing in 5 minutes. Hmm. Rom Social Enterprise is a media technology and entertainment company. The company is focused on delivering content to children under the age of 13 years in a secure platform that can be monitored by parents and guardians. The newer IPO. It's getting super tight. Hmm. I don't know. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Holding it overnight or going into after hours, you're going to have to accept the fact it could fall all the way down to $4. It does have massive volume. It's a tough one. That one stock too, VYGR, that's in the same scenario too. VYGR, $5 tops I see for that one. Market's closed. Yeah, that's a tough call on GROM. It's a tough call. It may quickly get a pop to 550. Eek. I don't know. And then you walk away, and then come 6:30, you hear people tweeting, Grom now hit 20. Like something stupid like that, you know? Yeah, like that. You see what I'm saying? They quickly snap it up, 520, and then people start chasing after it, you know? Five 530. No, there's no rest after the bell, man. This is prime time, homie. People want to gamble. They want to keep going. Grom's at 90. It did 90 million in volume. The float on it is about 10 million, so they've rotated that float about 10 times. You know, Frank, better safe than sorry, man. Better safe than sorry. Louis said, didn't trade today. Markets was too choppy. Yeah, I agree with you, man. It was super choppy and nasty out here today. Is the stock more likely to get exhausted when the float is being rotated? No. That's what you want to see. You want to see that float getting rotated because that's an imbalance in the supply and the demand. The demand is flowing through that demand so fast and so much, causing prices to get driven up. That's just the basics of it. And that's the way you should just look at it. Keep it like that. Like I tell you guys, just keep it simple. No need to overcomplicate it with MACDs, divergences, and all that stuff is nonsense. Volume is king in the stock market. Price action and volume. That's all you need to worry about. Maybe throw in Fibonacci retracements, measure moves. That's all you really need, man. People like to naturally overcomplicate things. It's human nature. If Grom can push over 525, it's going to push to 550, 575. And SHIB coin is mooning, so there's that. Yup. Man, I just seen a video from Barstool. Some guy was trying to sell Dave on some crypto, and he's like, "Man, you crypto people always have a story. Always trying to sell your Bitcoin to someone." We get so many messages in the Discord about Bitcoin. I mean, the signs are all in front of us. There's just too many different types of cryptocurrencies out there. Everybody's out there to make a buck. Anybody can create a crypto, can't they? Anybody can. You create a crypto, get a couple people to buy it, you make profit. There's a good push on GROM. I'd be selling. Sell into that, guys. Lock it in, be done. Don't get greedy. Just call it. Just call it a day. Call it a day. Hmm. Those crypto guys are like those guys standing on the street corner trying to sell you stolen watches. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Well, thank you, Grom. I held into it going into after hours. I'm up just over 600 profit on the day, guys. I'm getting the hell out of here. Man, it's been hard to make that 600 bucks today. I'm going to take that and walk. Most definitely. It was just back and forth all day. First trade of the day was ANY. And then I lost on that. And then I made back most of it. And then BTBT. Lost a little bit on BTBT. And then XENE. I was able to make profit on XENE. And then there was that move here at the end of the day. It stalled out right here at 32 and fell back down. Lost a little bit on that. And then just before we were going into the close, when it was at 5, I was like, fuck it. Jump in on it. And thankfully, we got that push up to 550. Let's go. I'll take it. Two days left in the trading week, guys. Let's focus on protecting those profits. Clearly, we've been seeing the market's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. It's been choppy. People are losing their shirts. We got to respect the market, scale back, play defensively, and focus on keeping our profits, right?